Hi Year 5, welcome to Tuesday's English lesson. In today's video we're going to be looking at expanded noun phrases and how we can use them to convey information concisely in poetry. When we're writing poetry, we tend to use less words than we might do in other types of writing. This means that our words need to work harder. We're often limited by features such as line length, rhythm and form, so we need to choose our words really carefully. So instead of writing, "I think that golden time is very valuable and each minute is like a precious jewel," a poet might write, "Golden time, jewelled minutes." These words are more powerful because the image is condensed into few words, but we're still conveying the same information. Nouns and noun phrases can create powerful images. The words in the noun phrase depend on the head noun and build on its meaning. Our first example is the precious ruby ring. So ring is the head noun and precious and ruby give us more information about it. The second example is a rather unusual gem. In this example, gem is the head noun and we know that it's rather unusual. We can build noun phrases in different ways. Let's look at rocks as an example. We can add words before the head noun. The rocks surrounded the beach becomes the horribly craggy rocks surrounded the beach. We can also add words after the noun. The rocks with sharp points and deep grooves surrounded the beach, or the rocks like ancient sleeping trolls surrounded the beach. Or we can do both at once. The horribly craggy rocks with sharp points and deep grooves surrounded the beach. Pause the video now and have a go at writing your own noun phrase for the rocks. In an expanded noun phrase, we can use different types of words, phrases and clauses. We've got the rather tangled slimy weeds tickled my toes. So here we've used a determiner, an adverb as well as some adjectives. We can also use a prepositional phrase. The weeds, like an underwater forest swaying in the waves, tickled my toes. Or we could use a relative clause. The weeds, which were creating dark shadows in the water, tickled my toes. Have a go at creating your own noun phrase to describe the weeds now. Pause the video and have a go. We can develop an expanded noun phrase by adding a prepositional phrase. Here we've got some examples for a diamond clock. The prepositional phrase modifies the noun and it expands the imagery because we're imagining where that noun is. Now try adding your own prepositional phrase to this noun phrase. There are some prepositions on the slide to help you. We can also add a relative clause. A diamond clock that counts each minute. A diamond clock which lives in my head. A diamond clock whose numbers are magical. Again, the relative clause modifies the noun and expands the image. Try adding your own relative clause to this noun. Noun phrases are really useful in poetry because they help us to convey information concisely. If we look at this example, I held onto a scarred, firm fin of a breaching whale shark. It gives us loads and loads of information. It tells us that it's one of a number of fins, it's scarred, it's firm, it belongs to a whale shark and the shark is breaching. So there's loads of information packed into that one expanded noun phrase. The first thing to do today is to read Joseph Colho's poem Red Ruby Rings. Then underline all of the expanded noun phrases in the poem and circle the head noun for each one. Then have a think about what effect these noun phrases have on the reader. Think about the information given by each noun phrase as well as the imagery it creates. You might want to jot your ideas down ready for tomorrow's lesson.